back hurts. Did you lock it?
The handle is already locked.
Oh, okay, okay.
On the outside middle door.
All right, cool. Hey everybody in YouTube land, how you doing this Sunday? I don't live stream. So this guy I was telling you that's stood in the middle of the street down here when I'm trying to park, he walked all the way down to the end of the street and waved at me. Or I'll wave back at him. What's up, man? Hey, there's a few people. What's going on?
Hey, there's a few people.
Oh, hey. There we are. We just had to run a couple of errands. We went and got some water. And got a little bit of cash that I had out of the bank because some pretty trustworthy people that I listened to said now might be the time to go get a little bit of water. Might need about 10 days worth of food. Communications could be shut down for a little while, and so that just happened. But yeah, Devin Nunes, if you guys aren't familiar with Devin Nunes, put out a not a tweet, a parlor, whatever the hell you call it, saying communications could be shut down sometime tomorrow. He put that out yesterday, and so that's today. So I thought I'd do a live stream, talk to you guys, just in case communications go down. Then this would be the last live stream for a little while. We see the people are getting purged from social media left and right. Well, mostly right, but anyway. Trump was removed from Twitter. General Flynn was removed from Twitter. Sidney Powell. I think Lynn Wood.
All the big accounts.
All the big accounts.
Kept up with
I have
all the
no
latest.
idea how I'm still there. SGT Report, who I was just on their show, on SGT Report with Matt Couch and Corey Williams. And then Sean from SGT Report was kind enough to grace me with his presence on my YouTube channel. He got deleted from Twitter.
A lot of people going to Gab.
A lot of people are going to gab.com. I'm not sure about Parler. I don't know.
Well, Amazon took them down, or is about to today.
They're
and
kind of an uneasy.
They're gonna have to go through alternate
Yeah, so
servers somewhere.
So long story short, people are being censored all over the place for no reason. Well, the reason is a lot of those people are putting out the truth about the people that have been in power for 150 years, and our entire world's about to change for the better, hopefully. And the people that have been in control of all of us for so long really don't want to do that. To them, it feels like the prisoners are escaping, and a lot of us have been imprisoned in this virtual prison, debt slavery, weaponized systems against our system. We have to pay in through taxes, or they come to your house at gunpoint and take you to prison if you don't pay those taxes, and then they do whatever they want with them. They ship them to all kinds of countries, create weaponized systems that attack you and your family, create laws that strip your rights, and people have gotten wise to that and are standing up and realizing that we've been put through divide and conquer for so long. They want people divided between ethnicity. They want white fighting against black, black fighting against Hispanic, Asian, so on and so on. They want everybody to be afraid of each other, split by religion, split by party. And people are finally realizing, you know what? It's not really so much about all that. It's about them keeping us in fear of each other, living in fear, intimidation. And people are starting to...
Fear, stress, and anger are the negative energies that you need to try to avoid at all costs, no matter what gets thrown at you.
I don't know if you guys heard Andrea, but she said fear, stress, and anger are the negative emotions,
Energies,
the energies
emotions.
that you need to avoid no matter what gets thrown at you. Like right now, my daughter's out of town with a few of her friends. Of course, she picked yesterday to say, "Hey, Dad, I want to go out of town with my friends," and immediately I started getting these covert threats through my social media. Some of the live action role players. I just had somebody coincidentally that I haven't seen in years that has literally played out street theater skits on me before show up where I was purchasing water. The guy's going, "Oh, Mike? Is that you?" "Yeah, it's me. How you doing? Haven't seen you in a long time." And then he's asking me, "How are your kids? Are your kids safe? Are your kids safe?" Who says that? Are your kids safe? So anyway, it's nothing new. They've been doing this for a long time. And if anybody hurts me or my family, eyes are on them. Surveillance is beyond what most people can even imagine. And so if anybody does anything to me or my family, it's basically turn out like that movie Law Abiding Citizen in a different way. But so just throwing that out there. Got eyes on me too, or the good guys, not just the bad guys. And if this sounds a little extreme, or like, what makes you so think you're so important, or whatever, I still don't have the answer to that. Other than I speak the truth. I figure out some stuff that a lot of other people won't figure out with the help of Andrea lately. She's pretty damn good at that. But yeah, they don't like that. They don't like me waking the people up and telling people that, hey, we can all get along. Doesn't matter what our religion is, as long as you're not trying to control somebody or impede somebody's progress in their life, negatively affect their life by stalking and harassing them. We can all get along, and we should. We need to put aside religion, put aside ethnicity, put aside your political party. Don't take the money from the big corporations that are using you as an actor to infiltrate people's lives. We can all be sovereign citizens. We can all be free people. And we're in the process of that right now. I've never felt so good about what's going on right now. There's a lot of things that are connecting. I see National Guard everywhere, all over the United States. A lot of White House memorandums are being put out. The one that came out on December 1st about National Stalking Awareness Month. Obviously, to those of you that follow me and that have gone through the same thing that I have, that's a pretty big deal. That's a pretty damn big deal. Because for years people have said nobody's stalking you, nobody's harassing you, nobody's doing this or that. Okay, well, why was there a memorandum put out on December 1st of 2021 stating that this is Stalking Awareness Month and that there are going to be higher imposed charges against people that are involved in stalking? So, am I delusional that that memorandum came out from the White House? I think not. I know not. You know not. And yeah, speaking of gang stalkers, Kim DeBusk, I don't buy your story for a second. She says, "Hi Michael, I hope you and Amanda and your family are having a great new year." Yeah, Amanda was our friend that came to stay with us, and anyway. Hey, if I'm wrong about you, I'll apologize later, but right now, maybe just leave my channel. Anyway, I'm not going to get distracted by that. Alright, I'll check the comments here in a second. debusk. You know what? I saw that name come up in. I'm gonna stay out here, okay?
Okay.
Here. You should get maybe like 2 of those, just in case we do have to hunker down for like 10 days.
Okay.
Is that?
Okay. Thank you.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. We're just getting supplies for the hopefully the shutdown of society here for a week or so. I might be wrong. It's kind of looking like that. And there's 2 plausible possibilities. Either we got played and all of the people that consider them patriots or just freedom lovers, anti-New World Order dictatorship, complete control over our lives, all of us people that speak out against that, we're either screwed and they're going to round us up like the Nazis rounded up the Jews and put us in boxcars and go gas us, or the deep state is going to be drained. They're going to take out the cabal, basically, and remove a lot of the people that have been running these weaponized systems and control systems for hundreds of years. And my best guess is it's the latter, the second one. It looks like the deep state's being drained as we speak. Lisa York says Insurrection Act signed, question mark. Ah, man, I don't know. Hello from England. Hey from England. How you doing? Tanya Bauer, how are you? Resurrection Act. What's up from Calgary, Alberta? Derek Matzag says, Mike, your TikTok video on masks was awesome. Well, thank you very much. I liked it myself too. I appreciate that. I mean, it's so simple. It's so simple. For those of you that haven't watched it, I put this 60-second video on TikTok saying I have some expertise with masks and breathing apparatus. When I worked for the fire department, I was a crash fire rescue firefighter at the 144th Fighter Wing, this place right here in Fresno, California. Before I worked in HQ, this is headquarters, HQ, I worked in civil engineering. It was, well, I wasn't a civil engineer. The fire department was part of civil engineering. And part of my job duty for my fellow firefighters was the SCBA tech, self-contained breathing apparatus. So I was sent to Albany, Schenectady to learn how to take apart our breathing apparatus, the entire the harness, the air pack, all of it, and put it back together. And other firefighters, after I repaired those, would wear those and trust my work with their life. So before they put those on, we had to go to a place called bioenvironmental engineering, and they would fit test our masks. So each person that was wearing their mask assigned to them would put their mask on. You can't have a beard like this, you have to have a good seal. And then bioenvironmental would fit test that mask for you and make sure that there were no leaks, no seals. You couldn't have anything get in. There was certain emergencies we'd go on that involved a chemical called hydrazine, and it's like a high altitude restart chemical, basically. If the engines go out in a jet, like on an F-16, they put it on, they use it on the space shuttle. All this stuff is on the internet. None of this is classified. But basically, if a pilot comes in and is incapacitated, they land the jet and they pass out, and we go out to extricate the pilot from the jet, if that pilot wakes up while they're on the ground, the first thing that a pilot is going to do, if they are passed out, they wake up and they see the ground anywhere close, they're going to pull the ejection or turn on the EPU, the emergency power unit, and that will release a chemical called hydrazine. And hydrazine is very deadly. 7 parts per million will kill you. If you smell it, it's too late. They say it smells like almonds. I don't know who the person was that smelled it, you know, and was like, it's almonds. But anyway, you know, so I worked on these masks for instances like that. I was a first responder to a situation where a suspicious white powder was sent to our base, and this was right at the time that anthrax was being sent to government officials. Senator Daschle, I believe, got some, but yeah, some of that was sent to our base, and I was the guy that went on the call when that got sent to our base. So I had to trust the breathing apparatus to go in and identify anthrax. And then we had a team come in with the C-130 and all kinds of computers that looked like R2-D2 and test it and all that stuff. And then, yeah, it was a long night. So anyway, the person that tests those masks is called Bioenvironmental, and did an interview with a girl named Kristen Megan, and she worked in Bioenvironmental. She's an industrial hygienist, and she basically instructs doctors on proper mask usage. Did an interview with her, verified all the information, and I made this TikTok video that was 60 seconds long, and all it said was the medical masks that everybody's wearing stop a size 3 particulate micron, I called it particulate matter, and above. So bacteria, smoke, particulates, different stuff like that. That's what that will stop. Unless it's going around the side or the top or the bottom of the mask and nobody wears it properly anyway. So that's what that'll stop. But a virus is 0.125 to 0.3 particulate microns. And you would need a respirator, breathing apparatus, something like I was just explaining, to stop a virus. So if everybody's so afraid of a virus, what the hell are they wearing this basic medical mask or a bandana around their face to stop a virus? It's completely ridiculous. So that was the video I did on TikTok. That got removed, even though it's 100% fact what I said. And a whole bunch of other videos got removed that were either just opinions or facts about technology that have US patent numbers. And yeah, so that's sometimes why you guys might see me online on my YouTube channel asking for help financially, because I've been shadow banned or stopped from making money on social media and reporting the real news to people. So SGT Report put it the best way. This is the best way to think about it. If you're on social media and you spend all of this time, 1, experiencing things in your own life, 2, researching what you've been experiencing, backing it up with evidence, creating videos, taking the time to edit the videos, putting it on multiple platforms. It takes a lot of time and effort to do that. And then all of a sudden, overnight, they can just take it all away. And he said it's kind of like how Antifa goes into certain areas and they burn down small businesses that people have worked on for 20 years. It's their livelihood. It's how they pay their bills. And then they just burn down their business. And then that person can't go to work the next day. So when you're censored on social media, it's kind of like Antifa is just burning down your storefront, whether it's digital or brick and mortar. What else do we have to do? You guys want to send us some money so Andrea can go to the gun store and buy a gun? I can't.
Do you have the website that correlates domestic terrorism to gang stalking? You had an old video that showed it once.
The website, there are many of them. There's a lot of them. So I'm not sure which one you're talking about. Yeah, I don't know which one you're talking about. The National Guard. So I keep seeing videos of the National Guard out in cities all across the United States. Shared a video on Twitter about some guys, National Guard, hopping on a plane, flying 24 hours to somewhere. They couldn't say where they were going, but they were by this green building with a 10-foot tall cyclone fence with razor wire around the top of it. And I heard something about prisons being opened back up in Greenland that would house a lot of people, like 80,000 people, something like that. I was wondering, man, are they in Greenland? Because Iceland is all green and Greenland is all snowy, of course. That was kind of interesting. 2 days in a row before Trump was removed from pretty much all social media, Twitter, Facebook. They even took him off Pinterest. I guess they're afraid the president is going to get on Pinterest and share like knitting ideas or something. But they removed him from pretty much everything. So 2 days.
It was anything that had a hashtag that had to do with him, I think.
They banned him from So they banned him from all social media. Anyway, the 2 days before that happened, we got emergency broadcast Amber Alerts. I don't get those very often. I don't see an Amber Alert come up. So got one day, got one the next day, and then
Derek said last night that he did too the other day.
Out in Minnesota. And then the next day, the president is banned from pretty much all social media. Which isn't that what the Nazis did? And everybody's calling Trump a Nazi or a dictator. And so they're calling the person that they're attacking what they are. Kind of like Antifa does all kinds of fascist stuff, and then they call themselves anti-fascist. Yeah, it's gaslighting. So yeah, then the Google or Apple platform says that they're going to remove the emergency alert system from their platform. So if you have an iPhone and the president sends out an emergency notification, you're not going to be able to get it.
Somebody mentioned that in the comments a minute ago.
If you've done the recent iOS update, so I would just suggest you go I'll just tell you what I did. Went into settings, go to general, and turn off automatic updates. And I wouldn't update your phone. That might be a good idea. That way, if there's an emergency broadcast, which why in the hell would they want to shut down an emergency alert system?
Because it's Apple and they don't want you to see it.
Yeah, sounds kind of fascist and or Nazi comment. They all do the same thing, but they call it something different. The Nazis did the same damn thing that the communists did in different time periods in our world, and they just like changed their name. So there's that. But, the street theater that I experienced, Watch for Children. Got the what is that guy called? What's that corn? The Mexican corn? Elote. The elote golf cart driving around. Right now they're out Sunday. Oh, maybe they got back from the swap meet. They do pretty good out there. Elotes is Mexican corn. They put like mayonnaise and like some hot sauce on it. Roll it in something. I forget what it is. But...
It's like a white cheese.
Oh yeah, like a cheese.
Almost like Parmesan.
Almost, yeah, kind of like Parmesan.
What's it called? Cotija?
Pretty damn good. Pretty good. Yeah. Anyway, that guy was driving by just now with his Watch for Children thing on it. Anyway, yeah, the organized stalking and harassment has decreased by, I'd say, about 80% from when it was the worst. It's still going. But it seems like a lot of those people are busy in the bigger cities right now around like federal courthouses and Capitol, stuff like that. So they're on like a domestic terrorist TDY, pretty much, it seems like. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. There's a lot of stuff happening right now. You sure there's nowhere else we need to go while we're doing this? We're out.
Not really. I mean, I do need stuff for lasagna, but I'm not making that today anyway.
Okay. We don't need to stop by the store? No?
I don't think so.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess I'll take you guys inside with me and we'll go talk. We'll check out some of these comments. This isn't going to be a long one. I did an interview. I hate to call them an interview. It was more like just a talk with an old friend of mine from California, one of the few friends that have stuck with me, haven't vacated my life, and we've stayed in contact over the years. Known him since 6th grade. I did an interview, a talk with him last night, and he's really self-educated, life experience kind of guy that thinks outside of the box and understands what's going on in the world. And we talk on the phone all the time, and every time we talk, it's like 2-3 hours. Whoa. And I keep saying, man, we should just do one of these talks that we're doing and just put it online. So we did that last night, and some of the stuff we talked about, I thought it might not be the best idea to put on YouTube, because if you talk about the ELECTION very much, they might remove you. And kind of like to keep my YouTube channel. And I've really never had a problem uploading stuff to BitChute, and it got them both uploaded. And I can't get in my house right now. And they processed overnight, all night long, and got up this morning, checked them, and they still haven't processed. So, I mean, we're over 12 hours now that those have been processing, and they won't upload. But yeah, so I don't know what's up with that, my internet connection, or I mean, it seems to be working fine right now. That being said, I have a BitChute channel now. I'm easy to find. Just look me up on BitChute. Michael Barden. It's under the Barden Report. BARREDIN Report. And you can check those out there. Eventually, I put some of the other interviews that I have up here on YouTube. Just trying to diversify my social media portfolio. You know, like people would do with their investments. So put out the same videos over multiple platforms. Some people won't watch YouTube. Some people don't go on certain platforms. Some platforms could be removed. You could be removed from them, etc., etc. So I'm just doing that. All right, let me get on here and I'll check out you guys' comments and or questions. Yeah, Gab does seem to be swamped with new accounts, and they are slow. Yeah, they supposedly are getting in a bunch of new servers so they can keep up with all the new traffic. But yeah, it seems like people are leaving Twitter or being just deleted from Twitter. I don't know which one it is, probably both. And I started a Gab account too. Same thing, Michael Barden, Matt Gab. So. Share emails with followers, but who knows how far the left will go, but that for now is good. I'm not sharing my email with anybody. I mean, you guys can do that all you want. I get enough emails. Uh, if you want to email me, you can go to my website and send me a message there. I might not respond, or it might take me a long time to respond, but I keep my communications as limited as possible and put out as much information that would answer any of your questions here, pretty much. Willis was going after that reflection. Get it, Willis? Yeah, Willis likes to find the light. Sage said, wow, it looks warm there. It's 28 degrees here in Mississippi. Yeah, that's what everybody comes to Arizona in the winter, because we have California beach summer weather here the entire winter. It's like 60, 70 degrees the entire winter. You see people cruising around in shorts, flip flops, and maybe like a hooded sweatshirt. So. Just going through the comments. So, yeah, that interview that I did last night with my old buddy Chris, we spoke for 3 hours, so I did two parts. And it starts out kind of slow. We're just kind of catching up. He's explaining his background, his history. He worked at the largest trucking facility in California and managed a lot of people, was in charge of a lot of money worth of equipment, thousands of big rig trucks. And yeah, so he's got some life experience and really researches and connects dots pretty well. So if that interview ever uploads, it might be good for some people to go check out. Let's see, people keep asking if Trump signed the Insurrection Act. I'm not sure. I hope so. I don't know. Okay. somebody mentioned the Popular Mechanics article. So, yeah, I mean, it's more than a Popular Mechanics article. It was a document received from a Freedom of Information Act request, supposedly accidentally from a fusion center. And it basically just shows a diagram of a lot of the different tech that's used to harass targeted individuals on a daily basis. I was getting some of it last night. I was getting shocks in my shoulder, below my waist, top of my head right here, as I was trying to go to sleep. That's just a small part of it, but yeah, it explains a lot of that. And if you look up a lot of the things that are on that document for U.S. patent numbers, you can find a U.S. patent number for every single one of them. So it's not unreasonable to think if it hasn't happened to you personally, to maybe put two and two together. Okay, this document supposedly came out from a fusion center. What's a fusion center? And then you research what that is, and then you look up the U.S. patents that match the technology that it talks about, and you think to yourself, okay, well, there's 78 of these centers in the United States. There are U.S. patents for these things, so there's might be something to this. What's going on here? What are they doing to my fellow American citizens? What are they doing to people around the world with this technology? Why would they do that? And then maybe think about it a little bit and research further into it. So one of those videos got taken down from TikTok as well. Monkey Works says lots of things going down. There's a lot of stuff going down. I slept terrible last night, had some of the weird dreams again, but I woke up in a great mood. I'm all hyper right now, and I was even being friendly to somebody that I knew that was sent to a place intentionally just because I was there. One of my daughter's old friends, when we moved here, their family's Muslim. They took part in the organized stalking and harassment in my life, 100% without a doubt. And at school graduation, they were all dressed in their full burqa or hijab or whatever you want to, I don't know what to call it. I don't know. But they were like, Mike, come over here and take a picture with us. Take a picture with us. And I was like, that's probably the last thing I need right now, because somebody will try to call me a terrorist or something like that. Which I'm not saying that all those people are terrorists. It's just people, optics and stuff like that. Some of them are. The extremists are terrorists, absolutely terrorists. Muslim Brotherhood, terrorists. Terrorists. But at the same time, we have radical Christian groups as well. So, you know, the people that are just practicing their religion and they just want to be left alone and they want to pray to their God, those aren't the people I'm talking about. I'm talking about the people that want to that have infiltrated certain religions or created religions with the intent to control people. So there's that. But anyway, yeah, that guy met me at the store, and I just had a real talk with him. I talked to him about all the same things that I talked with you guys about. I said the people up at the top, the people way up at the top, they want to keep us all divided by ethnicity, by religion, by political party. Keep us fighting. We're easier to control that way. And they've been doing it for a long, long time. And if we just take these damn masks off, I didn't realize actually what I was telling him when I said this, because I remembered his wife wears the hijab, the facial covering and all that stuff, and he was wearing a mask, and I was like, man, take that mask off. That's what they did to slaves back in the day. They make them wear a mask because they're in slavery. And then I got in the truck and I'm start driving a little bit, and I was like, oh wait, his wife wears one of those because of their religion. And then I was like, well, it still doesn't change the fact that happened. So Do I go on conference calls? Depends on with who. I'm very selective of who I go on. I usually need to contact them. A lot of people that contact me to do an interview, I won't do it. And it's nothing personal. It's just I need to see somebody that's spent years advocating for certain things, talking about certain issues, and have proved beyond the shadow of a doubt who they are and what they're about. And a lot of people that kind of show up that are new doesn't mean that you're not doing the right thing or that you don't have my best intentions in mind, but it just takes a little while for me. So if you've been targeted for a long time, you've gone through SRA or different things, hopefully you understand. If you've been through what I've been through, you understand. And if not, then yeah. Anyway, all right. What else is interesting going on in the world that I can talk about? We watched an interesting movie last night. Somebody said to watch I Am Legend. They said it's about a virus that takes over everything. Everybody turns into zombies. And Will Smith is the actor in the movie, and he's trying to create a vaccine to give all these zombies to get them back turned into real people. And it seems like fear-mongering movie to get people to take a vaccine. There was a couple different ways I looked at it, but it was a pretty interesting movie. When the information I saw about it, they said this is about a vaccine and zombies, and it occurs in 2021. And then we watched the movie, and it was actually 2012 that it was. Based in. So gang stalking is weird. Jordan said, what is the language that you did a video about? I did a video about something called the Ung language, U-N-G, Ung language. And it's not Pig Latin. It's easy. So here's how you do it. Since you're asking. You spell out each word that you're spelling out. So let's see. I have this box right here. I use this to set my laptop on when I'm doing live streams. We'll do this word right here, limited edition. So after every vowel, you say ung, U-N-G. So the first one would be lung, and then I'm sorry, get it backwards. Every consonant, you add ung after every consonant. You say every vowel the way it is. I. So it'd be lung, I, mung, I, tong, I, dung, I, tongue, I, onung. Let's see if I can do it faster. Lung, I, mung, I, tong, I, dung, I, tongue, I, onung. So that's the ung language. Takes a little bit of practice, but you can say something right in front of somebody using that if both people know the Ung language, and they're just going to think you're speaking some kind of Eastern language. It's kind of fun. People laugh when you do it, but. Nonprofit co-founder account says, what's up, Michael? Hope you're doing well. Sending you guys tons of blessings. Thank you for turning me on to John D'Souza. Your channel is kicking butt because of you. I was prepared. I don't know what you were prepared for shutdown but anyway, you're welcome. John D'Souza is an awesome guy, 25-year FBI special agent, retired. They wrote the show The X-Files about him. And he just was featured in a documentary called A Thousand Pieces. Oh, for Shutdown. Okay, cool, good. I'm glad you're prepared. Hopefully, it doesn't even happen. Hopefully, things don't get shut down, and we don't need to be making food with a propane tank or whatever. But it's always good to have a little extra backup. So, but anyway, John was in A Thousand Pieces. The documentary, it's available on Vimeo, and Kathy O'Brien's in that documentary too. When it first came out, it was like $17. I just shared the link last night, and I saw that it's gone down to like $12 and something. So, I mean, it's still kind of expensive, but you buy it and then you own it forever, and you can share it with all of your not red-pilled friends or family, or just people that need to learn a little bit more about history that's transpired in our country and around the world. It's a really good documentary. General Flynn's brother is in that documentary, talking about just a bunch of important stuff that's going on. Dee Marie, how you doing? Like your photography. If that's the same person that's on Twitter. Really awesome nature photography. People need to see more of that. Good vibes, good energy. Wouldn't mind being in nature right now. I love Arizona, but wouldn't mind being out in the middle of the woods. So anyway, hi. Oh, here's a damn good question. True Kism, what's going on with Kevin Shipp? I don't know. But all of a sudden he's saying that Trump bad, and going along with the narrative about the domestic terrorists at the Capitol. And we all know those weren't true Trump supporters. I mean, one of the guys had a fucking communist sickle and hammer tattoo on his hand, for Christ's sake.
That was a video game tattoo.
Regardless if it's a video game tattoo, it's still the hammer and sickle. I don't believe those people were true Trump supporters. I believe that they were infiltrators. I don't know if they're actors in some way, because the police just opened up the gates and let them in. I don't know. I don't know the whole outcome of the thing. I might be wrong. If information comes out later on and it was part of an orchestrated event where we needed to take over the Capitol and get laptops from certain people, then I'll go, okay, well, I was wrong. That's what this situation was. But right now, to me, it looks like Antifa. It looks like a bunch of George Soros folks working with George Soros funded police, playing street theater skits for this ridiculous movie that we've been living through. So, yeah, the guy with the Viking outfit, I don't know about him. I don't know what to think about him. He's from Arizona. There's pictures of him, photos of him at like BLM rallies here in Arizona, over in I think it was Tempe on the east side of town, somewhere over on the east side. I don't know. It's hard to tell who's who and what people are doing right now. And yeah. So D. Marie says, thanks, and yes, it's me. Okay, yeah. You have great photography. Reminds me of a style of photographer that I admired their work back in the day. I used to belong to an art gallery in Fresno, California called Spectrum Art Gallery. And we'd do art walk every month, and we'd put our photos up on the wall, and people would come in from all over the place and view our artwork. Sometimes it would sell, and yeah, one of the photographers there, a lot of their type photography it reminds me of. So yeah, I'd like to see that. Simple concerned citizen law enforcement says street theater could be. I mean, look like street theater. I don't buy the story 100% about the 14-year Air Force veteran from California that got shot. The first thing I thought when I heard okay, the lady that got shot is a 14-year Air Force veteran from California. I was like, hey, I'm a 14-year Air Force veteran from California. That's coincidental. Um, sure, it has nothing to do with me, but uh, the news release stated that she was a high-level security expert. So, I don't know. True Kism says, what do you think of Nils Melzer and the cyber torture investigation underway? It describes exactly what everyone is going through with stalking and harassment. Does that have to do with who is Nils Melzer? Is that a who is that? UN. Okay, here's. I keep hearing that the UN is reporting on organized stalking and harassment and different types of tech that are being used on different people. So, in my research, it seems like these programs that people are being put through, this is more of a new world order type thing. The UN is definitely part of that globalist agenda, and I believe that it comes from possibly partially from them. So what does the left or the deep state do all the time? They try to get ahead of a story. They try to, if they commit a crime, they blame somebody else of committing that crime. If they are using social engineering, they blame somebody else of social engineering. If they're about to get caught for committing crimes, a lot of times they will pretend like they are the enforcer against the people committing the crime. So it seems to me like they're trying to get ahead of the story and saying, oh, this organized stalking and harassment is psychological torture, and they're explaining it perfectly. But it seems to me like they're trying to get ahead of the story, yet they're actually responsible for it. So that's just what it seems like to me. I don't know one way or the other, but through all my research and my experience, it just kind of seems that way. So I don't trust them at all. I don't even share their information. Yeah, so that's how I feel about that. Sailing Awaken, how you doing, buddy? He says that if anyone is looking towards the UN for help, you're a hen and you're asking for the fox to save you from the fox. So that was a awesome way to basically say what I just said. They're not, you know, they're like, okay, so like George Soros calls himself a philanthropist. And he's like, I'm just here to help, but yet he's funding people that are burning and looting and rioting and most likely are involved in organized stalking and harassment, gang stalkers playing street theater skits. He calls himself a philanthropist, even though he worked with Nazi Germany and helped round up Jews and extract their teeth and take all of their valuables off of their dead bodies and put them into a pile to collect their wealth. He says he's a philanthropist. And yeah, philanthropist for the elites. Very well put, Andrea. Very well. I have a smart girlfriend. But yeah, so he poses as a philanthropist, yet he causes all kinds of chaos and destruction, paying off both sides to fight against each other and try to take over our country. Bill Gates calls himself a philanthropist. I don't think the people in Africa would consider him a philanthropist. Seeking to use them as test dummies for this vaccine. A bunch of people died. Kind of like the Tuskegee Airmen, I believe it was, when the United States government gave them, was it syphilis? Intentionally gave them syphilis and just didn't tell anybody, let it ride out, and they're like, well, let's just see what happens here. You know, those people probably called themselves philanthropists too. So that's one of the most important things I learned from John D'Souza. And I kind of knew it already, but he just put it in an easier way today. He said every big crime has a cover story. So real criminals, true criminals, if they're going to create an elaborate crime, part of them creating that elaborate crime is creating a cover story. So they have to make the perception of what they're doing to the public. And so everybody will just be blinded by what they're really doing. And first time you hear somebody call themselves a philanthropist, I want to look a little more into what they're doing. The Toast says Fauci is a fraud as well. I believe so. I don't think it's a coincidence that his wife is Christine Grady, who is the head of human experimentation for the National Institute of Health. What the fuck is up with that? Human experimentation? So these are people that are just signing up like, hey, I want to be part of your human experiment. Inject me with this, inject me with that. Do this to me, do this. And I'll be compensated. You give me $600. Yeah. So Dr. Anthony Fauci, who's Mr. COVID-19 enforcement vaccine guy, is married to Christine Grady, who is the head of human experimentation for the National Institute of Health. So they're doing experiments on human beings. What they fail to tell everyone is that those people that are being experimented on haven't given their consent. Hence the term non-consensual human experimentation, which a lot of targeted individuals are. They're experimenting on people to figure out what the outcome of is the psychological and, quote, no-touch torture that they administer. Which it's not no touch. If they're connecting with their body, they're violating the most sacred thing, your body, your mind. So they've always got a nice fluffy name for everything that's really terrible. And people need to see past that.
Hey, I would mention,
Andrea's,
anybody who hasn't seen the video with me, you, and Amanda, it starts off kind of slow, but the second half of that is full of all of that information.
Okay.
Who hasn't seen it.
So Andrea is reminding me to tell you all to check the video. So the interview live stream that Andrea and our friend Amanda that was here for a month, targeted individual. I haven't heard from her, by the way. Amanda, if you're out there, let us know you're okay.
I sent her a couple messages last week.
Andrea sent you a couple messages. I sent you a few messages. I haven't seen you put on anything on Twitter since December 3rd. So I don't know what's up with that. Last I heard you were not in California. And we're just wondering about you. Were you one of the bad guys and they rounded you up? Or were you a good guy and you're like held hostage right now? Like we're kind of concerned about you. So maybe let us know you're okay. Anyway, watch that video that if Amanda is watching this right now, she's probably like, fuck you, Mike. Call me a bad guy. I'm sorry, I'm just kind of jaded. Is that the right word? I don't know. It's hard to trust anybody. But anyway, haven't heard from you. If people want to go back and watch the live stream that we did, talking about a lot of that technology, we talk about a lot of that. And Amanda's very knowledgeable about that stuff. She was talking about it, and we were going back and forth about some of that technology, and that's a good one to watch. So, Sailing Awakened says, have faith, people. The military was the only way. This isn't remotely over. In the end, God wins, I assure you. I agree with you 100%.
I was talking to him too in my comment.
Yeah, me and Sailing Awakened are on the same wavelength. I'm pretty damn sure we would get along. We'd be like fishing buddies, or be able to hang out and have a beer and not look at each other like, what the hell are you talking about? We'd be sitting there going, yep, you're right, yep, I agree 100%, man. I agree 100%.
Yeah, what's going down right now is epic. It's biblical, pretty much. The lights off. We're at the Vatican. The lights were off at the Vatican last night. Sounded like some gunshots. There's a lot of wealth being taken back and getting ready to be distributed back to the people, in my opinion, I think. And some weaponized systems will be shut down. Yeah, it's good. I'm in a really good mood. I woke up today. I had the weird dreams again last night, but when I woke up, it was like immediately, so I can just feel something positive is going on. And I think we're gonna have a lot better days here real soon. It might get sketchy here for a little bit. It's always, darkest before the light. It's always, yeah, gets worse before it gets better. For those of us that have been in this for a long time, being attacked in every aspect of your life, it seems like it's been forever, and it's already been worse, but it could get a little bit sketch over the next week or so. So just stay vigilant. That's my only advice. Go get some water jugs. If you have any cash left, maybe take it out of the bank for right now. Not financial advice. That's just what I did. In case you need to buy food and internet's down, so ATM systems aren't working, and stuff like that. Yeah. Joe Biden, I don't think will be the president. If they swear him in on the 20th, we all get duped and start learning Chinese and preparing to do push-ups and sit-ups in your gulag cell. But yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. I really don't think that's going to happen. I know it's not going to happen. If it does, I'll be completely surprised. Not much surprises me. When my window got shot out, I just walked downstairs and I saw the window and I was like, oh, okay, they're shooting now, huh? All right, another day. Ooh, Stanley Ford says, that's Truth Serum. Stanley, how you doing, buddy? Says, do you believe in Operation Lockstep is a true document, Mike? I don't know, buddy. Andrea, what do we know about Operation Lockstep?
I'm not sure.
That's news to Andrea and I. Tell me more. Maybe that's something I need to look into. What does it cover? What does that cover? The media is really pushing, let's see, Max71 says the media are really pushing Joe Biden in the UK as if he's already in. Yeah, the media is the virus. I worked in the media, in the military. We worked directly with news channels. I tried to report on certain incidents that the public would want to know, that it would be in the public's best interest to know some of these things. And I got told, shut up. Go take pictures of babies at Family Day. And I was like, babies? Why are you telling me to take pictures of babies? And I literally saw fake news being created. I had to escort Marco Rubio onto the base one day. I asked him for his ID and he looked at me like he wanted to kill me. Like, you don't know who I am? I'm like, I don't know who you are. I got to check everybody's ID, douchebag. Give me your ID and then you can come on the base. I didn't call him a douchebag. I was professional. But I'm not in the military anymore now, so I'm still a little bit salty about that guy. I think he's deep state, and yeah. Then I watched them proceed to do a fake news broadcast. They put some bleachers out on our flight line, and made it look like there was a ton of people behind them. Like, yeah, and was just a small little crowd, and yep. So, and I'm not just saying CNN, the mainstream news outlet that we worked with was Fox. They were right down the street. A guy that worked in my office was one of their editors at Fox News. And he was showing me how they edited the news and how they can create narratives. Like, he literally used the word narratives. This is how we can cut the news, sound bites, and move them around to create a narrative. And that was the first time I heard the word narrative in media, because I was watching it happen. So if people say, oh, there's no such thing as fake news, that's blah, blah, blah. Watched it happen. It was explained to me by somebody literally creating the fake news. Watched it happen in front of my face. And I was the guy that was like, wait, Smith-Mundt Act? Why would we use propaganda against our own people? Didn't we swear an oath to the Constitution to protect our citizens? Why the hell would we lie to them? And then the people that were complicit in it were like, ugh, you're not going to play the game. Let's find a really clever way to get rid of you. And then that happened. What do I think of Mike Pompeo? He is clearly a part of the problem with all the programs and corruption. I don't know. I don't know what to think of Mike Pompeo. I don't know. I really don't know at this point. I just think that if this ever ends and we get the truth about everything, I think a lot of us will be very surprised about some of the good guys that weren't good guys, that we thought were good guys, but they were actually bad guys, and some of the bad guys that we thought were bad guys that were actually good guys. And I think that's part of a military operation, is misinformation, disinformation, misdirection, and sometimes it's used for a positive outcome. But yeah, it's just tough for us to make it through that sometimes, because we want to know who to trust. You don't know what to believe, you don't know what to trust, you don't know who's giving you good information or bad information. It's really tough sometimes. Yeah, media is the real virus. That is the virus that we're dealing with. That it's And again, I'm not just repeating that because somebody said it. I'm like, yeah, media's the virus. I was there. Worked in a group. Well, I tried out, basically, trained with a group that worked at something called Softwar, SOFTWAR. I've talked about this a million times. The guy that ran it, that created it, his name was Chuck DeCaro. Pretty sure Chuck is a CIA guy. They don't just come out and tell you, hey, I work for the CIA. But he created something called Softwar, which is a soft weapon, you would say, that distorts the perception of reality with multimedia applications, photo, video, broadcast journalism. And it was supposed to be used as a weapon against other countries, our enemies, And not long after I left that training, my life turned into the Truman Show, even more so than it was before. And then I started seeing it happen on a mass level to people in our country with the news. I was like, wow, that's really similar to that software thing that Chuck was describing, that class that I went through. There's still videos on YouTube of him explaining what software is. Oh, and by the way, he was in a hotel room with his wife and supposedly got mugged and at gunpoint, and he got shot like 3 times, ended up in the hospital. I think he was possibly one of their loose ends, and they tried to put a hit on him. But him and his wife are kind of badass. I mean, I have to give it to him. As like a scene out of a movie. And still, maybe it was. Who knows? No, he was in the hospital. He was looking pretty bad. But they had some firearms in the room. These guys tried to assassinate them or mug them, rob them for their money and kill them, whatever the situation was. And they ended those guys that day. They had his wife grabbed a purse, threw her gun over to him. He shot both of them. She shot him. I can't remember what the exact scenario is, but anyway, they tried to kill him, and Chuck and his wife killed him back, and are still around to talk about it. So, yeah, so that's soft war, what we're going through right now. Oh wait, what did I miss here? Stanley Ford. Okay. It's from the Rockefeller Playbook concerning phase 1, number 2, and 3 of the virus lockdown. 3 will be about 6 months long. Don't tell me that. I'm so tired of this shit. With consecutive stimulus checks up to 6 months as well. I don't get stimulus checks. Because they want me to file my taxes and I'm not paying into a torture program that is used to torture me. Or give money to the strong arm of the Federal Reserve, which isn't even a government entity, but a corporation that's not even based in the United States. So I refuse to give away any more of my rights and put money into that. So therefore, I don't get any stimulus checks because you have to file your taxes. And I'm going all the way. I'm not like just kind of tiptoeing around being free again. I'm taking ownership over my life and not giving up any more of my rights or any of my hard-earned money. And they could take it from me. They could just steal it from me. But again, that might not be going on too much longer. So there's that. Think if everybody did that. Think if everybody just got the balls to just say, I am not giving you one more penny. I'm not giving away one more of my rights. I'm not wearing a mask. I'm not doing anything. I'm not going to give you my driver's license. You sold me my right that was taken away from me. Not paying property taxes. Not doing shit. Nothing. Nothing. I'm going to be a sovereign person. A sovereign man or woman. A person is a corporate entity. So actually, if you want to learn more about that, difference between maritime law and constitutional law, if the damn video ever uploads on BitChute, watch that. My friend Chris is an expert with that whole situation. Finances, constitutional law, maritime law, when our country became a corporation and our constitutional rights were actually taken away and they never told us about it. Yeah. Okay, well, we're at about, oh geez, I'm like an hour and 15 minutes. A lot of people see a video and they don't want to watch it if it's very long. So I think I'm going to go ahead and end the live stream, get some lunch. I think it's lunchtime, isn't it? Jordan, yes, you can email me if you go to my website, barredin.us, barredin.us. Go to my website. There's a form. You can send me a message, but I do not give out my email address. There's a very, very few people that I give out my email address to. I get harassed enough. I get sent just a ridiculous amount of stuff, and I check that one every once in a while. So, I mean, if it's not something you can say here in front of everybody else, it's probably something that I'm not even going to respond to because we don't need to have secrets, really. So nothing personal, but all right. So for all of anybody here that's new, you can follow me at Twitter at Michael Barden, just the number 8. So Michael Barden 8. I'm on Gab now at Michael Barden. I'm on Parler, Michael Barden, BitChute, Barden Report. All the rest of the links on my website, barden.us. If anybody out there is an actual philanthropist, if you got a rich uncle that wants to help an actual journalist and targeted individual continue living, send my information to him. My PayPal is paypal.me/Mike Barden. The link is on my website, and I could use all the help I can get right now. Most of you that are watching this are like, yeah, I'm in the same boat. But yeah, send this information to your rich uncle, philanthropist uncle, that's actually a philanthropist, and tell him, hey, help fight the cause. We'd really appreciate it. I wouldn't have to do this if I wasn't banned and shadow banned on social media. I'd be able to make a pretty comfortable living. And yeah, that's it. All right. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate it. Appreciate your time. Thanks for your comments and your questions, sharing information with me that I didn't know ahead of time. Okay, wait, Stanley Ford, what was that? Lockstep. I'm gonna look into that. I'm gonna check out, was it Project Lockstep or Operation Lockstep? Okay, learned something new today, something else for me to check out. Thanks, and everybody have a great day.